So you want to start a business, right? It's this huge, exciting adventure. But man, finding that perfect idea, it can feel like you're searching for a needle in a haystack. If you've ever felt that way, just completely stuck, you are in the perfect place. Let's break down how the best ideas are actually found.
I mean, this is the million-dollar question, right? Where do these amazing, game-changing business ideas really come from? Is it just some random flash of lightning, a eureka moment? Or is there a pattern, a hidden pattern we can all learn to see?
Well, guess what? It turns out there is a pattern. After looking at over 100 super successful companies, a really clear picture starts to emerge. And it shows that the best ideas, they're not random at all. They actually spring from a few very specific, very identifiable sources.
And that whole pattern, it pretty much boils down to this one number, 3. Yep, there are 3 main pathways, 3 really effective ways that have led founders to create some of the most impactful businesses we see out there. Okay, so think of these as 3 different lenses you can use to spot opportunities. First, we're going to look outward to solve problems. Then, we'll check out what's already out there and see how we can make it way better. And finally, we'll turn that lens inward to tap into your own unique passions. All right, first up, solving a problem.
Okay, so method 1 is all about changing the way you look at things. It's about looking at the frustrations, the little annoyances, the big challenges that you or the people around you face every day, and seeing them not as problems, but as hidden business opportunities just waiting to be discovered.
Okay, check out this story. There's this Tanzanian entrepreneur, Patrick Noe. He saw this massive problem. 90% of his country didn't have access to electricity. So what did he do? He founded Helvetic Solar Contractors to provide a real solution, affordable solar power for homes and small businesses. Now, he didn't invent solar power, right? But he applied it to solve a super critical local need. Brilliant.
And this right here is the key mindset shift. Problems aren't roadblocks. They're literally signposts pointing you toward where you can create value. Think about it. A problem is just a need that hasn't been met yet. And that, my friends, is a golden opportunity.
Here's another fantastic example. In Rwanda, an entrepreneur named Ishimwe Yvette saw that households were struggling to get clean water. Her solution? The Irba Water Group didn't just deliver clean water. The real impact went so much deeper. It actually created local jobs and empowered the entire community. It turned a simple solution into a real source of economic strength. That's powerful.
Now, here's a key thing. Once you've found a problem like this, you don't have to go build the perfect, massive, expensive solution on day one. Nope. The smart way to do it is to start small with something called an MVP, or a minimum viable product. Just think of it as the most basic, bare-bones version of your solution you can create, just to prove that, yes, people actually want it, and, will pay for it before you go all in.
All right, so maybe you're thinking, I can't find a brand new problem to solve. Don't worry about it. Our second method shows you don't have to invent something completely from scratch. Sometimes the most powerful ideas come from looking at something that already exists and just asking one simple question. How can I make this better? Like, radically better. And this idea of making it better can happen on totally different scales. You could go huge and reinvent an entire industry, like Apple did with the iPhone. It wasn't the first smartphone, but it changed everything. Or you could dramatically improve a service that's already there, like Google did with its search algorithm. Or you could zoom in and address a super specific customer need, like all those food delivery apps did for people who just want great restaurant food without leaving the house.
Let's look at another real-world example. Meet Mark Essien. Now, he didn't invent hotels, and he definitely didn't invent booking websites. But what he did was see a massive gap in the market in his home country, Nigeria.
You see, before his platform, Hotels.ng, booking a hotel room there was a total nightmare, especially if you were trying to do it from abroad. He took that existing, super frustrating process and made it completely seamless and accessible for everyone. So the key takeaway here is this. He improved his service by adding his own unique touch and solving a very specific set of frustrations or pain points.
Okay, so our third and final method is a little bit different. Instead of looking outward at problems in the world or markets that exist, this one is all about looking inward. It's about building a business from your own unique skills, your talents, and the things you're truly passionate about. So let's make this personal for a second. I want you to really think about this. What do your friends and family always tell you you're naturally good at? What's the thing that people always come to you for advice on? A lot of the time, our best business ideas are hiding right there in plain sight.
Okay, let's just pause for a second and really dig into these questions.
Seriously, do you have a skill that other people want to learn? What's something that feels super easy to you but seems really difficult for other people? What do you spend most of your free time doing, just for fun? And hey, even think about what bores you or feels exhausting, because that helps you zero in on what really energizes you. And that energy, that's where the opportunity is.
And look, the advantage here is just huge. Building a business is tough. I mean, let's be real, there are going to be some really hard days. But when your work is built on something you genuinely love and you're good at, that natural, built-in motivation can be the fuel that keeps you going when things get really difficult.
So as you can see, your next big idea probably isn't just going to fall out of the sky. It's out there, waiting to be found. And now, you've got a map with 3 clear paths to help you discover it. So let's just recap those 3 paths real quick. 1, you can solve a frustrating problem you see out in the world. 2, you can innovate on a product or a service that already exists but, could be so much better. Or 3, you can build on your own passion, turning what you love into what you do for a living.
And really, the goal of all of this isn't just to find an idea that can make money. It's about finding an opportunity that lets you provide real, genuine value, something that brings meaningful benefits to the people and the communities you care about.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question. Just look around you, right now, in your life, in your neighborhood, in your community. What problem needs solving? What could be better? Your next great business idea, it might be a whole lot closer than you think.